was an interesting moment for me at the time because I really wasn't seeking someone or anyone, I should say. I just hoped if I did meet someone that they would be a positive person to meet. Everything he was saying and doing was making me fall in love with him.
A lot of people quit going, that's just how it got to be. But she keeps on fighting and it takes a lot of guts. No justice, no peace!
You two are like two immature cartoon characters.
Objection. Where's any of this evidence of this?
Order!
I'm sanctioning you for $15,000.
I have a right to see my son.
This is all about a child. A poor boy born into a battle. Even with your lies, I gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive. This is not justice!
No justice!
No peace! No peace! No justice!
You're trying to have a judge removed.
I'll sanction her for thousands of dollars for coming to court.
How much money is Mr. K and Mr. G paying you and your fellow judges to keep this woman away from her child?
Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I've gotta survive, gonna survive. Said I'm gonna survive, gonna survive. Even with your lies.
Welcome to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV Network, where we're coming live. Oh, I am going to say, first of all, I have to say thank you, God, for getting me up this morning and being able to do this show. Because if you notice, I have been tardy, a little lateness, but I'll explain why I'm a little late today. But it's been interesting for me today. So shout out to all the people that has been seeing the movie Three Coins Deception on Prime Video. Thank you so much for the support. I really love you all. Thank you. Thank you. And if you have not seen the movie yet, please go see it on the IMDb or Prime Video, Three Coins Deception movie, or just Google Dr. Meleeka Clary. You will find that. And I am currently touring. So follow me. You'll see me on the Facebook or Instagram at any of the, or just Google. Like I said, you'll know where I'm going. I usually put out next place, next location of where I'm touring, one of the ABCs, NBCs, CBS, or anything like that in the networks. And they, I'm advertising the movie and, of course, the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show as well. So thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate that. I have to say, you know, I always have to mention the challenges that one goes through. And when I say that, we're all human beings. That means that I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We're just human beings. We all feel and we all go through things, and you never know what's going to happen in your day. You never know. So I woke up a couple days ago and I was hacked on Facebook. I was hacked. I did not know my page, my movie page. So my movie page was hacked that I did not know. Like something was promoting with my movie page, but it said Skechers footwear. I didn't know nothing about that. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was just somebody foreign something. Well, come to find out, somebody was using the page name and it was an ad. So if you see Skechers and selling some footwear, it's not me. It's not my, we're not promoting it. It's just a movie. If you click in, it's not that. That is a scam. That is not us at all. So please be aware of that. I've been dealing with Facebook and Meta, whatever support. The thing about it with that is so bothering to me because you really don't get no one on the phone. And I did finally got somebody, but it was like an advertising thing or whatever the case may be, but they tried to disable the situation, took it out. Here you go. They did what they had to do, but then And before I even get into it, I have to take a break. But I'm uploading. We do have an amazing guest. He has been on this show before. But before I go into my guest and what we're going to talk about today, I have to vent this out and I have to let people know. Because, like I said, sharing is caring, and what happens to me could happen to you. So I have to let you know to be careful out there as well. And unfortunately, I have heard these situations happen to other people. But then, you just never know what's going to happen to you and what's like, whoa. So I'm whoa right now. So, with that being said, we will be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Do not go nowhere, fam. We have amazing, amazing show. Do not go nowhere. Hello, all. Three Corners of Deception movie is now available on Prime Video. How about that? October 14, 2023, on my 50th birthday, I am going to release this, and you guys can go ahead and help me do just that. Go see that movie. Thank you for all the support and not giving up on me. Go see that. Three Corners of Deception. Release me from all the pain and everything I've been through. Go see the movie. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for all of the support. Go see that movie. Prime Video. Prime Video. How about that? God bless you all. I love you all. It was really hard for me to do that movie sometime because at that time, because 10 years ago is what I went through. It wasn't then. So I had to take, even they say you play yourself. It's not really always easy to play yourself. You have to play yourself 10 years ago when your
Right.
mind was discombobulated and you felt betrayed. You know what I mean? You felt like, life was just not it. And, not in my situation. And it is based on true events. And, unfortunately, it's about judicial deception, but it's also about romance and drama and divorce. It's something that just went to a different way. But as I changed it and went into a movie. But what's interesting about this situation, people don't understand. It's a flow technique for me. That was my release to finish this movie. Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network, where we're coming live. Woo! I have to get that out there because I didn't crack. So I have to say, hey, I didn't crack. Hey. Okay. Going back before I went on break, I was talking about being hacked and on Facebook. The only thing that I didn't like about that is, of course, I don't like the whole feeling of being violated because some of this information you have on there is like, okay, personal information like your credit card information or something like that. It's like, why? What do you do about that? Because you can't even run anything or do anything, without putting some information on the on your page or whatever the case may be, your profile. And here's the thing about it. I have to use positive psychology when I think about what happened to me. And the positive part I had to think about was, what can I have done? And I think about that. What can I have done? Nothing. Why? I'm not a computer engineer and I don't know nothing about no hacking. And so I can't do anything. The only thing I could do is call my bank or call the credit card and let them know, hey, boom, this is what happened. Turn off the card. Everything takes a process. So you can't just go get your money back. It's got to be processed and got to be, from pending to process, you got to let it play out. So to me, I felt like, wow, I feel I can't do anything. Then at that time, when I did all this, I couldn't even get into Facebook. But guess what? Here's the thing about that. I was like, I can't get into Facebook, but how am I not getting in? The hackers are sending me message by email, you guys. Was like, oh, you have to change your password. So I started realizing this is something they're doing. So I changed it. Then I find out there's some email that had nothing to do with me. That's not my email. So I had to go on to a different device and verify my identity. See, that's how I got back on track. But nobody's really gonna know that. Like, you're not knowing. You see Facebook come up in your emails and change passwords, you doing all this. You don't know. I'm telling you, Facebook, you guys got to do a lot better than this, because or start having people call, because you're going to have to do something better, because you can't even speak to nobody. I've looked at phone numbers, and when I did look up phone numbers, there was other people saying that, oh, we can clean up this problem for you and it's going to be $300. Sounds like the hackers to me. And I don't even know, but it's under Facebook, like a number available. That's the kind of research I was running into. So, with all that being said, yes, there's some people that did reach out to me, meta ads or whatever, and I talked to them. They disabled, but it still happened again last night. They was able to turn the thing back on. Now I totally deleted that ad, and I don't know what's going to happen. But now the card is gone. Now that's not even attached. So I don't know. But here's the thing about it. This is out of my control. There's nothing I can do about it. But do what I can do, which is turn off the card, report that it was fraud, um, you know, delete the ad and report it to Facebook, and that's it. Now, today I was tardy because I couldn't even get into my computer, which was part of it, because I had to change some codes. And I was like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Can I do anything about that? I had to still go through the process. So it wasn't even about that, okay, I'm just not feeling myself today, I cannot do this. No, I could do this because there's nothing else I could do. It was out of my control. So when things like this happen that you can't do and you've done it all, you're going to have to just wait it out and let the process take its course. And that's what I have to do. And that's what I'm feeling right now. So I'm feeling blessed because credit cards are credit cards. So that means you got insurance on those things. And so technically, whatever money they're going to get, they're going to have, the credit card company is covering you. So it will go back into the card. No loss there. I'm good with that. Inconvenience that I have to go ahead and speak to other users that I do use my credit card for. Yeah, time consuming. Yes, I don't like that. But it's part of it, I guess. You got some bad people out there. Like, see, there you go. Bad people out there doing bad things to good people. And I said to myself, like, why would you want to hack me? I mean, I don't even know. I'm like spending money to help people. I'm giving information to help people. I'm not getting money for this. I mean, believe it or not, the promoting of the movie is the promoters are getting some, but that wasn't a major reason of doing the ad. The major reason is awareness. And I'm always going to say that to people. So if we're not giving any money, or we're not gaining any money, we're losing, because we're just letting people know what happened to me with that. And when I send out ads or anything like that that has to do with my show, it's awareness, it's positive psychology, it's try to help you. So I was just saying to him, God, why is this happening? You know? But I said, hey, that's the devil working. But here you go. I'm still going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to find another way, and I'm going to stay positive, because I'm not going to let the devil, win, because I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep on doing it. So here's your thing. And this is the thing I have to leave you with, is that when things like this happen, just pick up, move on, try to deal with it, and say, hey, I've done everything I could in this situation. Don't let it define you, and try to still stay positive. I know I felt violated. I felt like, wow. And I don't even think it was the point that I couldn't get on Facebook. It was the point that my card was violated. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I feel like, well, that's the part, really. But then I felt like I was helping people, and I can't help people the way I want to help people. And, I had to have a little prayer about that, actually, a lot of prayer. And here I am. I'm back. I'm doing what I got to do. I can't tell you it's not going to happen again, but if it does, I'm going to try my best to stay as positive as I can. And these are things that's out of my control, and I cannot do nothing about it. So if you have been experienced anything like that, take it from me. It's just the way you have to deal with it. Don't let it ruin your whole day. Don't let it define you, because it didn't. There's bad people out there, and there's good people. And these people who did what they did are bad people, because they shouldn't did it. So vengeance is not mine. So with that being said, and I know we're probably going to break soon too, but my guest today His name is Alex. And I always he is a filmmaker and a writer and an actor and a producer. He does it all. He's been on my show a couple of times. And, I'm going to bring him on today again because we're going to talk about film. And, I think everyone knows, need to know some more information about film. And because I'm in the film industry and, I'm still going to be doing my other movie, The Boston Girls, when I do decide to do it, I still have to stay in a loop of what's going on because it might be some other stuff that I don't know. So I got to keep up, keep in contact with my filmmakers, see what they doing, get some new insights, brush up my skills about certain things. So I love to bring him on. But before I do that, I'm going to take a brief commercial and I will be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network where we're coming live. Don't go nowhere, fam. We'll be right back. It was because of me having a voice and saying something about what had happened to me because I can't believe it. I can't believe that these individuals put their good name and their reputation on the line just to hurt somebody because they spoke up. Yes, see, that's what happens when you speak up. I get it, but I'm not fearful because of that. Even though I went through a lot and still go through a lot of things, I got God on my side, and I feel like if that is not enough, then I don't know what it is. Because I'm still standing and I'm still telling my story, and I'm gonna keep on telling stories, and that is why I like film. Because film, you'll be able to express things that you went through, and experiences and people. You'd be amazed what you can do. I'm a human being, but I'm not perfect. And I have my own flaws, but I'm working in progress. And if you're trying to change something, you're able to do it. You have the power, you have the key to your own success. And with that being said, I'm just glad that I'm able to do this and share other people's testimonies. And I'm so glad that there's many guests that I've already had on the show that have expressed their, challenges or what they've been going through or went through in their life. And I say that it's because they're not perfect. So it's good that they express that. Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Well, we're coming live. All right. I'm going to bring my guest back because I think I've vented enough. And I'll probably keep on venting. I don't know. Alex, come on in here, please. How you doing?
Doing great. How about, well, I know you're dealing with stuff, but I know you'll bounce back. You're a very strong woman. You'll get through it. I bet.
Well, you know what? I'm trying. It's that human thing that happens to people. We just never know what's going to happen.
Hmm.
And, unfortunately, it's out of my control. I did what I could do. Sorry for being late, but I was trying to figure out how to get on the computer because that's another thing. I had to change some things. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I've
So
been
it
there,
is what
so
it is.
I understand.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You know what? Hey, Alex, I always have to ask, I know you've been on here before. We talked about film, we talked about you, we talked about things. But here's my question about the films. What kind of other issues that you ran into, or well, there's probably two questions to this. Issues that people they're not aware of, and it's like, how do you deal with those type, because they're still happening. And I want to know, because I'm going to go into my second film eventually, and
Mhm.
what are you running into, like, and you can answer it one time and then we can have conversation. And I know I hit you with, but I got a lot to say.
Well, first thing is my key piece of advice: if you're ever working on a film and you're running into roadblocks and whatnot, it's the same advice that you already gave, which is you got to do your best, and some things are just going to be out of your control, and you've just got to deal with it. You know,
Mhm.
but some very specific things. Well, when it comes to film, anything and everything can go wrong. The general philosophy is a film does not want to be made. That's typically what they tell you. So when you go into a film, you're going to come into any problems at any stage. You know, you're writing something, you're going to have problems with figuring out, oh no, I wrote myself into a box. How am I going to get out of it? You know, kind of a thing. When you get to pre-production, you know, you're going to start butting heads with the producer and director. If you're a writer, like, this is why I wrote this, but the director's like, yeah, but I want this, and the producer's like, yeah, but this will sell well, and then it's always a
Mhm.
fight between the three of them, you know, to be like, this is going to happen. But ultimately, it's the producer and director's, you know, say to how the film goes forward. Um,
Yeah.
One of the biggest problems that we usually get in filmmaking, especially in independent filmmaking, is locations. Locations are always something that's hard to find, then hard to keep, and then hard to deal with whoever's working with the property to keep them happy and also still get what you need filmed. My most recent project we're working on, it's called Row Don't Drift. I was the first AD for it. It was a big production that we did here. If you want, ask me questions about it later. But we were filming at a courthouse, and production was about 3 hours behind schedule. And we had to figure out ways to keep us there longer. So one of the things that I did was I worked with the docents there, and I kind of kept them distracted and talked to them and gave them tours, you know, kind of um, you know, worked with them a bit, showed them around the set, kind of give them the glitz and glamour of everything, took them
Mhm.
to craft services, and just showed them around and try to keep them happy and, you know, as impressed with the film process as possible. So that way, you know, when I said, hey, do you mind if we like have a couple extra hours? Like, oh yeah, sure, go for it, you know, kind of a thing.
Yes. Well, that's amazing. And it sounds like to me is that what about you have these personalities that, okay, so you have a location and you have actors and actresses and your time, because I heard what you said that you're behind schedule. Is it a time that you have actors and actresses that just like, look, I'm over it. I mean, you know what? You're not on schedule, and to a point that it's like, okay, you're not on schedule and I don't want to perform or something like that. What do you do in a situation like that? I mean, is that still happening? I mean, are we going to get away from, hey, you signed to be in the movie, even though we're running, behind schedule? I mean, what's up with a little bit of patience? I mean, are we still going to run into that? Or people, because you do film a lot. So you would think that, hey, somebody knows your style.
I mean, I have been pretty blessed. I can only think of like one production that I've ever done where my actors aren't like, okay, whatever, we're going to go until we're done, you know, kind of a thing. They're all very happy and energetic and very passionate about the project. I've only had one where an actor was like, hey, I'm tired, I want to go home. You know, that was even before we went into overtime. And it's like,
Yeah.
nope, I'm done. And then just bounced.
Wow.
Typically what you had to do in that situation is you'll have to figure out a solution on the spot of how to rewrite the story, either write them out of it or write a reason why they're no longer there.
And I've went through that before and done that. But you know what really bothers me is that would you would that individual have done that if it was a bigger budget and a motion picture that is known like Sony, or you know what I mean? Would that individual would have walked off and did that? Because that's where I feel the disrespect is. Okay, you we have independent films, but you should still give the same respect, but you're not, and you're doing that. But how do you even get noticed if you can't even do this right? Because I don't even think if a bigger budget film, or a production that's really well known, is going to deal with that type of behavior.
They don't, and they typically have pretty strong contracts that will give you a hefty penalty. You know, they will take you for what you got if you don't stay to your word. I think we talked about this before. Independent film just
Yeah.
doesn't have the legal power to fight back. But realistically, for me as a filmmaker, what that shows me is who do I want to work with in the future and who do I not want to work with in the future. One of my biggest things as a filmmaker is you don't know where anyone is going to go at any point in time. So you've always got to be on the ball with everybody you work with because you don't know where they're going to go. Not only
Yes.
that, you don't want to present yourself as, that kind of a person.
Yes. Yeah, and yeah, I can't stand that. You'll have like these personality clashing, and I notice it still will happen. And it doesn't matter what you do, you're still gonna have people that's gonna have that attitude and say, "Hey, you know what? It's my way or the highway." And as unfortunately, I'm asking these questions. I know we've talked about similar, questions. It's just that I'm going to go back into it. And when I get back into the trenches of interviewing or auditioning people, I'm going to start talking to more personalities. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it's like, wow, and you're in it. Oh, you know what? On that note, we are going to take a brief commercial and we will be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Do not go nowhere. We're still with the amazing filmmaker, Alex. Hey, don't go nowhere. Because you mentioned and said, I believe in God and I surrendered. And when someone is addicted to something, it's a challenge. It's tough. What was that moment that you said, I can't do it anymore?
Well, in book number 2, I talk about how I've been to prison. My prison number is 589931. I'll have that number for the rest of my life. It's just not a functional number. I talk about how I was delivered from a homosexual lifestyle. I talk about how I had a man that left me for another man. I talk about how I had a man that was HIV but never told me, but I'm sitting here today. I don't have AIDS, HIV. And I have a lot of people always say, your immune system was so strong. No, that was the blood of Jesus that covered me.
Hello, all. Three Corners of Deception movie is now available on Prime Video. How about that? October 14, 2023, on my 50th birthday, I am going to release this, and you guys can go ahead and help me do just that. Go see that movie. Thank you for all the support and not giving up on me. Go see that. Three Corners of Deception. Release me from all the pain and everything I've been through. Go see the movie. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for all of the support. Go see that movie. Prime Video. Prime Video. How about that? God bless you all. I love you all. Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show, where we're coming live on the Bold and Brave TV network. All right, Alex, come on in here because I know we don't have a whole lot of time. Okay, Alex, you know what? I know we're kind of short on things like that. And, hopefully we can make this up and have you back on and we could talk about some other things. I think the locations I want to talk about, what people have to do to get on the locations. And we could talk about that another time too. Because I remember my difficulties with getting locations. Some of them was easy, some of them was difficult. And people need to understand there's, different steps you have to take to get those great locations that you want. But before I even go into all that, and like I said, we have only limited time, I do want to talk about what projects you are on and if there's any type of challenges there and how do people find them, find that project that you're on and what are you doing? So let's elaborate on that.
Sure. The biggest project that technically we finished wrapping, or we wrapped filming, but the biggest project that I've done recently is called Row Don't Drift. It's the story of Yoshi Kubo. He's a man who was a victim of the Japanese internment camps. It's a documentary about his life. He had the foresight to not trust any of the growers associations or anyone else here who was planning to take over the Japanese farms. And what he did was he trusted it with a good friend. and he was one of the few to get their farm back in good condition. After they came back from the camps, and he came home and. Or before he came home, he was drafted as well, and he refused to go in the draft because he was technically incarcerated, but he ended up going to prison for it, came home, and got shot at. So it's this, you know, big cautionary tale, against the concentrate or any kind of, internment, concentration camps, anything like that. It's, and I think it's an important story to tell right now because the voices that came from those camps, there's not many of them left, if any. And it was mind boggling to me back in 2001. They were thinking about bringing back the concentration camps for Muslims, after 9/11. They thought about doing the same thing. And it was the survivors from these Japanese internment camps that were like, no, we can't do this. And with them no longer able to speak up anymore, the message of saying, no, this is a wrong, we can't do this anymore is very important. And
Wow.
yeah, so that film is about to be released on the 27th. We've got a short 30-minute version of it. We are currently looking for funding to get the full feature produced.
Okay. How do people find you?
For that one, check out the Instagram, Row Don't Drift.
Road don't drift. Now, do you have a trailer anywhere?
Yes, there are some trailers coming out with the, I would call it the 30-minute short. There'll be more coming out after that. The main principal focus is getting through post-production, getting this ready to go.
Okay. Now, I know you have your own platform that you do your screaming, right?
Sometimes, but I've actually shifted more towards Tubi. We're working on getting all
Which
of our old films onto Tubi, where we're working with advertisers and stuff like that to get more financing back to us.
Okay. So at this moment, do you have anything on IMDb that someone could just go and see how the picture looks or anything like that? Who's in the
Oh yeah,
movie?
everything
Oh,
I've gotten to production, the finished production with, is on IMDb for me. So if you just search up my name, Alex J. Eltringham, you'll find things that I've been attached to.
oh, okay. And the name of the movie again, just in case. So
Yeah,
Road
row, don't drift.
Road
It's all
Don't
about
Drift.
this idea of taking control of what you can.
Wow. That sounds like an interesting movie. I mean, I have to check it out myself. Now, you said it's a documentary. Was it some things that you didn't even know when you did this documentary? Was like blowing?
Oh yeah, the whole thing was an educational experience for me. It's one of the reasons why I love filmmaking. Is you get to do the most random things, you learn the most random stuff, and it's always for me an educational experience. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, and with this one, I did not know a lot of the details about the camps. Like for the first, I think it was 6 months, they basically got put in hay bale horse stalls, and they were forced to live there for 6 months
Oh,
because the
wow.
camps weren't technically ready.
Huh. I don't know a lot about these camps. I mean, I'm hearing you, but I'm sure if I'm watching this documentary, I'm gonna find out a earful. I'm gonna see
Oh yeah.
a good view. What's going on, because many people don't know these type of things, and what happens to other people. We all think that, hey, nobody has their own challenges, different challenges, I should say, but we all have challenges, and it might be worse for others, and no one really knows. So when you do the storytelling and you tell a story, or especially a documentary, that's like a real piece of somebody's struggle.
hmm Yeah,
So I think it's interesting.
and the whole story of Yoshi Kubo, he's an interesting guy. We got to actually go to his farm. We filmed there quite a bit. His family is just incredible. I love everybody involved. I mean, it was an amazing experience, really.
Wow, that's interesting. I'm glad you shared that information. And if anybody else was looking for you, not just, the movie, is it Road Drift? Was it
Road
Road
don't
Drift?
drift.
Oh, Road Don't Drift. Okay. Did you ever ask them why did they come up with that title?
Yes, actually. So while Yoshi was in prison, he was struggling trying to figure out what he was going to what he wanted to do. And one of his friends in prison who was in there with him, because he was not the only Japanese American who decided to say, I'm in an internment camp, I'm not going to be drafted. There were a lot of them. And one of them wrote in his book, because they had a whole conversation, Yoshi, row, don't drift, in his like autograph book that he kept from all of his friends.
Wow. Do you know if there's a book out there with your are you going to do a book as well? Maybe I should
I'm
ask
not
that
on
question.
that side. That is more of the Kubo family. But
Okay.
as far as I know, there's no book.
Okay. I know we have a lot of readers out there. People always ask, "Oh, is there a book or this or that?" You know what I mean? So, okay, well, great. We're gonna take a brief commercial, and when we get back, you can go ahead and give your information again, just in case the listeners did not hear it. All right, we'll be right back on the Bold and Brave TV network with the Dr. Malika Clary Show. Be right back. Don't go nowhere. We're still with Alex. It was an interesting moment for me at the time because I really wasn't seeking someone or anyone, I should say. I just hoped if I did meet someone that they would be a positive person to meet. Everything he was saying and doing was making me fall in love with him.
Fighting over custody. A lot of people quit, going that's just how it got to be. But she keeps on fighting and it takes a lot of guts. No justice, no peace.
You two are like two immature cartoon characters. Objection. Where's any of this evidence of this?
Order.
I'm sanctioning you for $15,000.
I have a right to see my son.
This is all about a child. A poor boy born into a battle. Even with your lies, I gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive. This is not justice.
No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace.
No peace, no justice.
You're trying to have a judge removed.
I'll sanction her for thousands of dollars for coming to court.
How much money is Mr. K Man, Mr. Geek paying you and your fellow judges to keep this woman away from her child?
Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I've gotta survive, gonna survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I'm gonna survive.
Welcome back to the Dr. Malika Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Where we're coming live. All right, we're still with the amazing Alex. Come on in here, Alex. Alex, it's always a pleasure to have you as a guest on my show. Sorry, our show was kind of cut short with all the difficulty things that I was going through. Oh my gosh, that's life, right?
Stuff happens. Look,
you
I'm a
know,
filmmaker. I'm used to things going wrong.
you know what? I the technology thing, I don't do that great with it because I'm always wondering how does this happen? Why does this happen? Why me? What's going on? But I didn't freak out. I was just like, okay, let me figure how you do this, maybe. In a few minutes, I was about to call my sister and be like, hey, because she's an engineer geek, I want to say. It's a cute one because she is in psychology as well. And then she went and got a master's in computers, so she knows what to do. She has a lot more patience than I do because I'm like, why don't you just do it? She's like, but everyone says that I've done better over the years. Like they're very surprised how I navigate through things now, and I am too. So I got through it. You guys are on the tube here. That means I didn't need her help because I was like, look, hey, I need your help, but I didn't need to do that. So with that being said, I'm so glad that we got through it today. If you want to go ahead and repeat how can people find you, your social medias, your websites? Because, I would like people to reach out to you, and you never know who's watching, because I believe you said that you're also looking for funding. You never know who wants to entertain that as well. So if you could please let me know that information as well again, please. Thank you.
Sure. First, let me just make a statement for everybody watching, just in case anything similar happens to you that happened to Meleeka here. A couple of things to look out for. When working on social media, never respond to any messages that you get that says something's wrong with your account or something's going on that people want to get your personal information. That'll never happen through any kind of message system, ever. Facebook will never do that. It will always be through a notification center. Same with Instagram and everywhere else. And when you're working with emails, always check who's sending you this. If it's anything other than, at Facebook or at something, especially if it says no reply, that no reply is usually more, no reply is less of a scam usually. But always check who it's coming from. So, yeah, with that said, those are just a couple of quick tips.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes, I learned the hard way. But here's the thing about that. Facebook do send you a notification on your messenger on your phone. Like not messenger by Facebook, but they'll send a code, because I was on the computer tapping and they said, "Hey, did you just try to log in?" And they gave me a code, and then I was able to deal with it. So how does one not know that wasn't real? But then they showed me the location and I said, "Oh, that's me." So I guess that is trustworthy, because then they were able to do something, and then they showed me the fake email, said, "That is this you?" And they deleted that off. So does that make sense? Because the other messenger, not messenger, but your little green messenger that's on your phone itself that I message you with, not on that. So is that, because I thought I got through with that, and that's what scared me the most too.
Typically, if you get a text message from Facebook, that's pretty authentic, because it's not very common for scammers to get your text message. Okay. But they won't typically text you like that with the code. But you've always got to be careful. You've always got to you got to educate yourself what the current scams are these days.
Yeah. Thank you for that input. It does make me feel like normal. Just me. You know what? If you could just real quick repeat, how can people find you, because we're about to wrap it up. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you.
So you can find me on Instagram, SRL_Titan. That is my nickname, SRL_Titan. And if you're interested in checking out Row Don't Drift, just go to their Instagram and type in Row Don't Drift.
All right. Thank you, Alice, again for being a guest on the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Okay. And if you're looking for the Dr. Meleeka Clary, you can find me, drmeleekaclary.com, or you can go on my social media, as you know, you can, or Instagram, or just Google me. You can find me that way. And I always have to say thank you for your support. I mean, I really thank you for your support. Keep on watching that movie. Keep on sharing the information. Keep on trying to do better for yourself, and take the information that I'm providing for you to do something with yourself. And if somebody told you something or you identified it yourself, hopefully I can contribute to that change. Let me in, because I'm trying to do this for you. So thank you for tuning in again to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. And if no one said it to you today, I love you and I care, and I do this because sharing is caring. Have a wonderful rest of the day and a weekend to come. God bless you all, and take care of yourself. Mwah.
You've been watching the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. Tune in next week as Dr. Meleeka will help you shift towards a better life. But this show doesn't stop there. She'll provide helpful tips regarding surviving the entertainment industry and the judicial system with practical information. Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, here on the Bold Brave TV network.